A digital template of kitchen countertops is usually created by a digital templating system. The file produced is a DXF. This procedure is used to prepare the DXF for programming in ElphaCam. In this video, we will be following Park Industries template cleanup procedure, which can be downloaded from our website. You may or may not need to follow all the steps in the procedure. It depends on the method and completion of the digital template. We'll start off with step 1 of our procedure, which is to go to File tab and choose New. Then we can go to the Home tab and choose Input CAD. When it opens, we can select what we would like it to bring in, text, if we want it joined, and so on. I'm just going to leave all of the selections checked. Then I can click OK and browse to the template that I want to clean up. Then you can either double click on it or highlight it and choose Open. If you get the message that points are found on a layer, always choose Ignore Points. You may have to do this multiple times. Step number 3 is to keep the entire countertop perimeters and/or delete everything else except for the sink center line. The Keep command should be under the Edit tab. If not, you can turn it on under Add-ins. When you click on Keep, it says Select Objects that you would like to keep. Select the entire countertop's perimeters and also the center line of the sink. And then when you finish, it will ask if you want to keep the geometries and delete the rest, which you can click OK to complete. Step 4 is to add labels if you wish. Labels are nice to identify edges if they need additional machining. You can find Add Labels under any of the Park Industries machine tabs. I'll start by using the Wall Scribe button. When I choose it, I'll be asked to select an edge to label, and then to click on a side that I want the label to be placed. Notice how this side is broken up into 2 separate lines. If I click closer to the other end of the line, I can put another label there as well, whereas this edge is made up of 1 line, and the label will go right in the middle of it. These walls are the same, 1 line. And when I'm done with the walls, I'll right-click to finish so I can select another button from the Add Labels window. The only other edge that I have to label is the profiled edge. I can choose the Add Profile button and type in a new name if I need, or if the name has already been added, I can select it from the drop-down window. So when I pick on the Profile button, that is the name that will be applied, which I'll do just like the Wall Scribes. Select an edge and then select the side. And when I'm finished, I'll right-click and then I can close out of the Add Labels window. Step number 5 is to explode. I'll choose Explode and select everything. Text or labels will not be affected. Notice how this wall broke into line segments. This is why we could apply more than one label to an edge. Labels will center themselves in the middle of each line segment. The main reason for exploding is to see if there's any additional line segments that we might need to delete, which is step number 6. And since there's nothing extra to delete in this drawing, I'll move on to step number 7, which is to change from old layer to layer geometry. I'll verify my settings and click OK, and I'll select all geometries because the text won't be affected, and I can click on the sink center line if I wish to remove it from the selection before I right-click to finish. Step number 8 is to use Common Line Removal. I'll select it from the Park Industries quick toolbar. Common Line Removal will remove any lines on top of each other, and it also has a built-in Join feature, which I'll use. Select all geometry, right-click to finish, and say yes to join resulting geometries. When the edges of a countertop are properly joined, there should only be one white X on its perimeter. But that doesn't mean that it is properly joined. To verify, I am going to place my arrow on the X and roll my scroll wheel to zoom in until the X goes away. At this point, if I don't see a gap or an overlap, the countertop has been joined successfully. And then I'll press Z on my keyboard to zoom to the extents of the screen. I'll repeat this procedure for each countertop, following the X with my arrow as I zoom in. On this last corner, I do see a gap, so I'll have to fix it using one of the methods stated at the bottom of step 8. In this case, I'll use fillet and set the radius to 0. Choose OK, and select the end of each line to close the corner. And now I am sure that this shape is closed. You may see the X jump to a different corner that was already verified. And then you can do step 9 if needed. I'm going to add in a sink. I'll start by making my setback line by offsetting the front edge. I'm going to use a distance of 3.5 inches. Then I'll say OK, click the front edge, and to the inside where I want the line. And now I have an intersection that I can insert the middle of the bottom edge of a sink onto. I'll go to the Home tab and choose Insert. Then I'll browse and select the pre-cleaned up sink that I have. I'll choose Open, and then, since I want to set it at the intersection, I will choose the intersection snap, and then choose the first line and the second line. And now with the sink properly in place, I'll delete the reference lines. And then I can also add in cooktops if I'd like, and draw in seams to separate my countertop into pieces. But I'm going to move on to step number 10 and go to File and save my drawing into a job folder to later apply tool paths and produce a program. Thank you for choosing Park Industries.